Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, if you have something in your life, an area that you're not completely happy with, let's look at that real quick. Let's just think about it. I'm going to give you the example for me, which is exercise. For some reason, meeting that need, or should I say, participating in that area of life and building it and developing it, growing it, whatever I want to say about it, practicing it. Up until now, it's felt like a chore. I don't know why I've made it feel like a chore. That area in your life, I guarantee, has some story that isn't helping you fulfill your needs. In that area of life, you have some story, some meaning, some language that you're using that's not exactly helping you forward. It's probably holding you back. Luckily, our stories are something that are very easy for us to change. Or maybe I don't want to say easy, but I will say simple. We are in control of our story. People could influence how we think, but at the end of the day, it truly is up to us. It's truly up to us what we believe about these and all areas of our life. So when I look at exercise in my life and I think about how it's felt like a chore, think about that. Like, the language that I'm using is not helping me whatsoever. When you think about a chore, how does that make you feel? Do you get excited to do whatever it is you're doing? Or is it more like you're going to drag your feet? Because when I do chores, it's quite similar to how I felt about exercise, which is I drag my feet before. Whenever I'm doing it, I lock in, and then I feel great afterwards. It goes the same for if I'm cleaning my room, doing laundry or something like that, or going to the gym and exercising. I get that same sense of gratitude at the end. So I understand where that comparison comes from, where that similarity comes from. But I also know that it's not truly how I feel about exercising. When I think about exercising and the experience of it, I love to exercise. I feel great while doing it. Why I have this story that makes me less excited to do it, I have no idea. But I noticed also that it translates to other areas and other stories. You might also have a story about exercise, or for you, it may be about relationships. It may be about money. It may be about your career. It may be about a hobby. It may be about so many different things. And I'm curious for you, in that area, what is your story? What are you focused on? What meaning have you given your life and how you feel and how you react? What you may notice is there are many times that we feel a certain way and then we apply some label to it. And at the same time, there's some moments where maybe we're not feeling any particular way, but we start talking about that area of life in a certain way that makes us feel worse. A great example is, say, in a relationship. You may be in a happy relationship. You may be filled with love and passion. But then you hear your friends describe their relationships as the old ball and chain, if you've ever heard that saying. It's a reference to being a prisoner, being shackled, right? And this person who used to love and deeply cherish their partner, eventually after months and maybe even years of saying, oh, gotta go back to the old ball and chain, the old ball and chain, the old ball and chain, they start to think of the person as actually holding them back. Then the teamwork dies. The love and the passion dwindles away. And then they're left in a relationship, or maybe at this point it's a marriage, where they're quite stuck. And you have no idea just how much of a role that language plays in your story, your focus, your meaning, and therefore your emotions when it comes to whatever it is you're thinking about. Words are a very powerful thing. Simply by me using the word chore, subconsciously, I realize I'm setting myself up in a way where I'm not going to be excited to exercise. So in conditions anywhere less than ideal, I don't exercise. That's why when I do something like 75 Hard, which, as you know, I started and then paused recently, I love doing that challenge because it removes any negotiation in my mind about whether or not I have to exercise, whether or not I get to exercise. See, that's another one. Saying I have to versus I get to. It's fascinating, really. And so I'm reconditioning myself. I'm reframing my story, focused on the fact that I get to exercise, the fact that I love to exercise, the fact that exercise fills me up, because I also know that there's a huge ripple effect to exercise. Not only do I get the benefits from exercise, but I also feel much better throughout my day. It encourages me to eat cleaner and healthier, eating foods that actually fill me up, fulfill me, drive me. I don't know what the word is. Nourish me, right? I feel better. I think better. Because of that, I have more energy to do work, to spend time with family and friends, to connect, to love. I know that there's this ripple effect, and if I want all those things, I don't need to focus on each of these areas individually, because I know that the ripple effect happens if I just focus on this one. Just showing up in this one area of my life helps me in every area. And I'm sure that what's holding you back, I'm sure that there is one area and one thing that if you changed would have a positive impact on everything else. And chances are that one thing is what you've already thought about. It's not always easy, but it is simple. Don't make this more complicated than it has to be. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Make it simple. Choose this one thing that you already have in mind and focus on it. Focus on that new story, that new mindset, and be surprised by what happens when you do just that. And for now, this is where I'll call it quits. There's only so much time left this year, and I want to make sure to make the most of it. So, I hope you end up doing the same, honestly. Just remember, while you're out doing all that, to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.